Let me make sure y'all can hear me on the microphone. Alright, what's up, y'all? If you're missing this live, my bad. You're probably gonna be mad at me. But you ought to be mad at yourself, man. Happy New Year. It's a new day. It's a new year. And I just thought of some stuff from prison, man, that I don't know if I told y'all about yet. So I'm gonna call this one Mad Jackers and the Baby Makers. I'm gonna tell y'all about two situations where a female officer thought that I was jacking on her, beating it down. I wasn't. What's up with it? And I'm gonna tell y'all about my homeboy Rattler that was in staff dining with me. Alright, so check this out. One time, I'm trying to think. I believe I was at. No, I was at the same unit for all of this. Ricketts unit. What they call East Arkansas Regional Detention Facility. The first situation, we had been at work all day, and one of the homies had a hit book. A hit book is like a Playboy or a Penthouse, Blacktail, naked women in a magazine. We call that a hit book. If it's real fine, somebody gonna be done got some clear tape and tape every page, or they'll take the pages out, the good pages out, and tape them up real good on both sides, laminate them, basically. Or sometimes they actually take them, you can pay somebody like an orderly or a clerk, and they'll go laminate them for you and bring them back. And the reason for the lamination is, first of all, so when somebody uses them and they didn't put their mayonnaise out there, they can clean it back off without messing the book up. But the number one reason is because when you get in the shower, you can just get it wet and slap it up on the wall and it'll stick. You got tape on it. Don't judge us, man. When you in prison, you got to do what you got to do. But it's a new hit book had hit the barracks, and they have been making the rotation, and everybody that didn't use it like, man, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know how hit books is different. It might be a Playboy where you ain't gonna see nothing but some titties, and all the girls, you like see something like some hair or something, and that's it. And then you get like a Blacktail, all black women, thick, bodies, fine, curvy, show everything. You got some of them where it's people actually having sex, and you see full-on penetration. It's different levels. But this is what it was. The day had finally come, well, when we get out work, I'm in line to get this hit book. Y'all like, come and subscribe. I'm in line to get this hit book. But I'm not first in line. It's just, say, man, dude gonna use it, and then it's gonna be your turn, or whatever it went. But it's in rotation. It's my day. I'm in line. And I've been waiting all day. Oh boy, before me is using it. And then they call count time. Count time? Count time, the officer gonna come in, and this is all over the prison simultaneously at the same time. The officer come in their barracks, everybody is supposed to catch their rat. The only way you're not catching your rat is if you are, damn, I don't know how much y'all just missed. Dude was in the bathroom though, and he using the hip book. And the woman come through and she like, hey, what you doing? And he like, man, I'm using the bathroom. Now, At this particular prison, wasn't no walls or none of that in between the urinals or the toilets. It's just a toilet, 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 toilet. So what we would do is, you got 2 big trash cans for the whole barracks. You got 2 big trash cans. They be right on the outside the bathroom. When somebody is using the bathroom to get a little bit of privacy, what they'll do is, like say I gotta take a shit, I'm gonna go to the last toilet, sit down. The second to the last toilet, I'm gonna put that big trash can up there, kind of make a wall. You're gonna still see my legs, my knees and shit, but you ain't gonna see the side of my ass and my hip and all that. So he down there on the other side of this trash can, and she like, what you doing? He told her I'm using the bathroom. So she let him slide, like, all right, they do count. When count clear, that's when we can start moving back around. But until then, you supposed to remain on your rack. If you was in the shower or whatever, when you get done out the shower, then you go on to your rack. When you get off the toilet, go on to your rack. You get off the phone, catch your pump. So, dude come and tells me, well, he come out the bathroom, like, hey, bro, hurt. So I'm like, I'm going to chill. And I'm going to wait to counselor, and then I'm going to go into the bathroom. But dude started, the owner of the book started putting pressure on, like, hey, Phil, bro, you ain't the only one in line, man. You going to use it, you need to go on in there and use it. So I'm like, fuck it, okay, bet. I shoot in there, hop down on the toilet. Man, I get to looking through it. I'm like, okay. Got to feeling the thing, and stuff started moving around, so I grabbed it and started doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not paying attention to nothing. I'm in a la-la land. I'm in here getting it in, pay by pay, like, yo, boy, that was about right. Ooh, that shit bent over. Like on Friday, she bent it over. Yeah, I'm going in. I ain't even gonna lie. Man, when I tell you, I didn't see nothing. I heard the voice. When I look up, it's this little thick ass sergeant. She probably about 5'2", thick. She probably in her like early 40s. The thing about this sergeant is, she don't play. She lock niggas up all the time. If y'all, I'm gonna tell you. If you remember me talking about fighting boss one, I'm telling you about this dude named Indian. N-D-N. That's what they had tattooed on, like an N, a D, and an N. It stands for Indian, though. Dude was GD, but he was from a place called Monticello, Arkansas. Dude tried to beat the damn on song. When I tell you she came in there and embarrassed dude so bad and locked him up on the spot. Not no different area where you gotta go, none of that. She came and snatched dude about that motherfucking bird and handcuffed, walked out the bird, took his ass straight to the hole. So when I look up, she's standing right like, she can reach out and touch me like that. She that close to me. I'm sitting on the toilet. Cause I got the book on the side. And I'm like looking that way, handling my business. She's standing on this side. And she's standing right there like she could reach out and hit me on my leg like, hey, what you doing? But this is what she said. She said, hey, I don't know if you getting me or you getting that book, but you better hurry your ass up. I'm sitting here mid-stroke like, I just know I'm gonna go to the hole. Man, this bro said, I don't know if you getting me or that book. Yeah, you know, because you see I didn't see your ass and you see the book. Then, I'm going to tell you something else. The books are illegal. It's contraband. So when you see me with the book, you know I'm not supposed to have the book. So she like, I don't know if you getting me or you getting that book. Your ass better hurry up. Man, when I'm talking about my heart is, I'm just knowing she about to snatch me up and take me to the hole. Because this is what she do. Like, all the time. I'm just using Indian for example because that's one dude that I know for a fact that I knew that she had snatched up and walked straight to the hole. But she snatched dudes up daily because dudes go on the bum bug daily. So that was one situation, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt good about it because when I came at the bathroom, They were like, man, what she say when you came around? I'm like, bro, I ain't even see her, man. She walked right up on me, man, and just got to talking to me. I didn't jump down my skin. They were like, nigga, she wasn't even yelling when she came around the corner field. What she say? Because everybody know her. They used to her yelling and screaming. Like, she'll put you on blast like that. Like, you nasty motherfucker. Oh, we got you there. Man, I said, bro, she wasn't even yelling at you when you came around that corner. I know she seen what you were doing. Because she came all the way back there. So, I'm telling like, bro, the dog gonna tell me, I don't know if you're getting me in this book, but you better hurry up. They were like, no, Bill, you better get on her, bro. She fuck with you. Now, you need to go and beat that damn on. I'm like, nigga, no. That's what the book for. Nigga, nigga, I always felt like beating a dime on a female with some predator shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, and I still feel like that. I seen a video on Facebook. I'm gonna get right back to the prison store. But I was seeing a video on Facebook last night, and there was a woman talking about how women ain't safe. And what it was is she didn't know. She thought a dude was just in Walmart following her around, all around the store. But this man got his hand in his pocket, one hand in his pocket, the other hand just swinging. And I'm like, man, baby girl, you silly. You don't realize this man is beating a dime on you. Like, I'm telling him, like, man, this man is walking behind you, looking at your cheeks while they moving, and stroking his meat. I said, your silly ass, instead of turning around and saying something or telling man, if you don't quit following me, even if you don't know what he was doing, you should have told her, hey, bro, you in the middle of the store. You should have used your voice and be like, hey, man, if you don't get from behind me, why is you following me on every aisle? Like, that man, he probably would have got to yelling, because you know how it would be when they get caught up doing something or getting embarrassed, they get defensive. But the whole thing, trying to record this man with your phone, and you just got your phone like this, walking around, the man is steady behind you, stroking. The whole time you walking and trying to, y'all see this nigga walking out? He's stroking the whole time. Let's move to the second time. Now, I'm gonna get into my boy Rattler first. Rattler was a cool dude, man. He was a player, you know what I'm saying? We was all in the kitchen, baby. We all worked in the kitchen. The thing about Rattler was, Rattler had did what I did, except he went all the way through. Rattler made a prison baby. The girl I had got, the officer I had got pregnant, had an abortion. But Rattler had a prison baby, and everybody knew it. The warden knew it, everybody. The baby was made at the prison we was at Brickers Unit. It was a woman, I think her last name was Bogan. Something like that. But either way it goes, she had a sister that worked there too. Her sister was was a sergeant over the laundry. She was pretty, but she was like the sergeant, mean as hell. Now she used to scare me because as mean as she was and the attitude she had with everybody, she didn't never had an attitude with me. And I used to feel like it was a setup. And it ain't like people knew about it, because it's like it'd only be when I could. But see, this thing where I told y'all before I went to staff dining, my job was to feed the officers. So I would go around the whole prison with my cart, dropping off food for the officers, and I'd go over to Lee County Jail and have about 20 trays or whatever, how many inmates they got running in the county jail, I feed them. And it's like she would always have an attitude in the hallway with everybody. You know, you can't talk to her, you can't look at her, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't ask her, hey, can I come down to the laundry? I need some new drawers, I need some new socks. She gonna cuss your ass out and tell you, don't talk to me, inmate. You better, if you want to talk to me, you better put a laundry request form in. I don't handle business in the, she was saying the street. But like, I don't handle business in the street with y'all. And I always felt like one of the reasons why she was like that is because her sister had got pregnant in this prison by Rattler. Y'all hit that like button so I can get this algorithm. There's too many people here not to be hitting that like button. ain't got to subscribe, and I wish you would. But hit the like button if nothing else, man. It's all free. Cost you $1. Stealing nothing, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't always in the shit. He wasn't trying to fight nobody. He wasn't trying to bully nobody. He wasn't no real big dude. He was just normal size player type dude. Laid back. Nah, he was always in a bitch face. I ain't gonna lie about that. He was always in a female face. My bad for calling y'all bitch. But he was always in a female face. But for the most part, they all liked him. Ratliff had did about 20-something years, and he had been at this prison probably about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. When I tell y'all about me and Twin about to go in the cooler and fight, Ratliff was one of the people that was telling me, hey, Phil, don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Don't go back there, man. Twin can fuck you up, bro. Dude, man, for real. You can piss dude off. So me and Ratliff had got cool. And I remember one day, because before I went to staff dining for a job, and one day, the sarge called me, and the captain called me down there. He was like, hey, I got a question for you. He said, now, one of my guys in staff dining just got transferred. I got you down for a clerk position. He say, but I'm gonna give you an option. Would you rather get the clerk position, or would you want to go to staff dining? He said, I'm gonna tell you what the deal is. He said, I'm gonna have a clerk position coming open in a week or two, but staff dining gonna be open tomorrow. He said, you just have to go back to classification tomorrow, and if I tell them I want you in there, they're gonna accept that. I'm like, all right, hell yeah, I'll take staff dining. He was like, thank you. You just did me a favor. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, because if you would have took the clerk position, I was gonna have to put Ratliff in staff dining, because he's next up on the list for it. I'm like, what? What? He said, man, I do not want Ratliff in staff dining with all these females, bro. It's trouble. It's trouble. I can see it in the making. I'm like, damn, man, they be looking at Ratliff like he got it. You know what I'm saying? So I go in staff dining, and I can't even remember who was in staff dining with me as far as the fourth person. It was me, Muhammad, oh my God, Elliot. His last name was Elliot. I'm gonna have to tell you about Elliot too, because me and him got into it. I was thinking about that the other day. We got into it, got cool. It was me, Elliot, and Muhammad, and Ratliff was the folks working in staff dining. But before Ratliff got the job, I got the job, I don't remember who was in there with us, and I shouldn't. It was just a week. But that's what I was about to lead up to. I got the job in staff dining because Captain didn't want to put Ratliff in staff dining. But about a week after I got in staff dining, the dude that was in there with us did something. He didn't get transferred. He ended up going to the hole. So now we had another spot open. Captain got them like, dang, gotta put Ratliff in staff dining. And when you come in there, they give you the layout, they give you the rules, like, hey man, don't be harassing these officers, don't always up in these officers' face, talk to them when they talk to you, you got to stay nice and neat, clean, make sure you wash your hands several times throughout the day, wear your gloves, wear your hair nets, all this shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like, basically, you moving from a chow hall to a restaurant type area, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be presentable, you have to be clean as hell, because you feeding these officers, and it's almost like you feeding the President of the United States. Now, before I get back to that, let me tell you what happened with me and Elliot. It was really nothing. But me, it was store call. And I guess Elliot went to store call late because he was in step dining. This before I got to step dining. I had already went to the store. Spent my little $60. My store call was in my foot locker. So we didn't have boxes at the time. We had lockers that was connected to the bottom of our rack. It was up under her. You gotta lift the rack up. You know what I'm saying? Unlock it, lift the rack up, and you can get your stuff. So I stay downstairs, and I'm coming down the stairs, and the way I'm coming is like you got the stairs, but on the side of the stairs you got like a straight concrete part where the poles are coming up out the concrete. And I got my foot on the slick part that goes straight down, and the other foot is on the step. Like I'm taking a step, I walk on the straight part. Step, straight part. I'm holding on the rail. I'm in conversation with, I don't remember who was on the side of me. It could have been Rat, but somebody's on this side of me, and I got my head down because I'm listening. I ain't doing no talking at the I'm listening. I'm aware of what's going on around me, but this first rack right here, as I'm coming down, is Elliot rack, and he got his rack wide open, and he putting out of the net bag, his laundry bag. As I'm looking down, he feel like I'm looking in his box, like I'm. So, and this is an older white man. When I tell you, Elliot's probably like 59, 65, between 59 and 65. He got a little size on him, but his mustache is silver, hair silver. This is an old man. At the time, I probably was like 22, 23, maybe even early 24. But he like, hey homeboy, you see what you looking for? I'm like, man, what you talking about? He said, no, get you a good look. Go on, check it out. You see what you looking for? I'm like, bro, what is you talking about? He like, you all in my motherfucking box, looking at the shit I'm putting in my box. I want you to get a good look. See if you see what you looking for. But if you think you gonna come back and touch anything in this motherfucking box, you got me fucked up. I'm like, say, homeboy, I don't know who the fuck you think I am, but nigga, I ain't no motherfucking thief, bro. I ain't hurting for shit in this motherfucking prison, nigga. I got more shit in my box than you got in yours. I make store every goddamn week. I got people out there on the street that love me, bro. I ain't hurting for shit. So we had our little falling out. Well, I don't give a fuck what you got. You ain't getting shit out this motherfucking box. Man, I don't want shit out your motherfucker. Whoever I'm talking to, come on, Phil, bro. Don't even worry about doing it. So we keep on pushing out, busting our laps and talking. But that's how me and Elliot met. Now, we didn't get cool until I came in the staff dining, and he seen me. He was like, oh shit. And we got to chopping it up. Some time went by. He seen I had some hustle about myself. He seen I had a name in the prison. I had some motion going on. And he started realizing, paying attention, like, oh, this dude ain't that type of dude. He's around here stealing shit or fucking with folks or none of that. He got his own shit. So he came to me one day and apologized, and we had been straight ever since then. Dude was a real motherfucker. He was just a white man. But that wasn't stopping shit. Yeah, he wasn't going. I found that out too. Elliot wasn't going. He was really ready to stand on what I was telling me that day, but I was ready to stand on it too, bro. You got me fucked up. You ain't finna put that jacket on me. Who doing the stealing? Until you find out, until a motherfucker get caught red, your ass if you in this bird. I'm gonna start looking at you. As soon as something come up missing, motherfucker, hey, Phil, bro, you gotta pop your box, my nigga. What you mean? Yeah, man, my shit came up missing, man. Let me look in your box. As soon as you say you ain't gonna let a motherfucker look in your box, it's on. Back to step down. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Every once in a while, Rattler would go on one. You mean about that dime? He wasn't a mad jack. It ain't like he did this shit every day, all day. But every once in a while, maybe 2-3 times a month, he'll say, oh, she posting up. She knows what she doing. She want it. But to me, I hear a bunch of people say that all the time. And I also see these same women get these same dudes that saying this shit locked up, knocked off, write them up, call the lieutenant on them or whatever. When dude was swearing up down, she was posted up. She wanted it. Now, it's this one particular CO named Miss Esau. Miss Esau is thicker than a pan of cornbread. She yellow as hell. You can tell by the name, she Creole. So she yellow as hell. She got this old sandy brown hair. Now, this is the only thing about Miss Esau, two things. She was fine, but she never would get her hair done. It was always just either she had long hair, it was always either in a ponytail or just hanging down her back. It was never, you know what I'm saying, never like she went and got her hair pressed or a fresh perm or none of that. She just always had that long hair hanging down her back. But she was still cute, little chubby cheeks, and she used to wear this fire engine red lipstick. Now to me, it wasn't sexy, it was too damn red. It really make you look like a damn clown, and some people would even be saying about, look, old clown looking at bro. And she also had one of the worst attitudes. You had a whole lot of females that had bad attitudes in this prison. You had some that was cordial, some that was sweet, you know what I'm saying? I done seen females in the prison that's nice, treat you like real live human beings, and there's a whole lot of inmates and convicts in this prison that would do anything for this woman. I'm talking about buy her food, whoop your ass if you disrespect her, all this shit. Miss Esau wasn't one of them. Miss Esau was the type that she talked shit to inmates, she talked shit to other officers, she always into it with people, like she don't, when she be in the hallway, either she talking shit or she not talking at all. She got an attitude with you or she ain't gonna say shit to you. Another officer come through, it ain't like no teamwork type thing. She got an attitude when she's screwing up her face at them. Nobody likes Miss Esau. Like even the guards don't like Miss Esau. But she ain't around here really doing nothing to get locked up. Now one day, and Miss Esau is the broad that Ratliff is usually talking about. It ain't just her, but it's usually her when she working on Chow Hall Hallway that he is talking about, oh man, she posting up, and I'm like, nigga, yeah, you crazy. I know you crazy. The way step dining is, it's directly across the hallway from the chow hall. Like directly across the hallway. The hallway is probably about 10 to 12 feet wide. You got the lane in the middle, like a turning lane, where nobody's supposed to be at. You got the yellow line, where they run up and down both sides of the hallway. Inmates supposed to be in between the wall and the yellow line. The officer's supposed to be in that middle lane. So they be in the middle lane talking shit. You know, take your ass where you going. Walk through the metal detector. What you got on you? Come here, I'm gonna shake your ass down. All this. Now what I'm doing is, I'm getting my hustle on. I don't remember what it was particularly, but whatever it was something we were serving that day that I was having some more inmates from the chow hall bring me so I can make some sets to come back to the barracks and sell. So I'm standing in the door. Now, when I say they're across the hallway from each other, there are double doors in staff dining that you push carts in and out, but we really don't go in and out them doors. The officers come in, it's a single door with a hallway, boom, lead to the bathroom, and then you come around the corner and you walk past the double doors into the little thing, like I'm trying to think what to call it. The serving counter where we at, like the food be on display or whatever, is the hot boxes where the food sitting at, be right there. You got the glass in front of it like you're a Subway or something. Behind that is us. We doing frying pans. What I'm doing is I'm at the double doors through the square glass, and right across from the double doors ain't where the inmates walk into the chow hall. It's the back door to the chow hall where they push the carts out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm doing my cart where I was feeding the inmates and the officers and shit, I'll come out the back double doors instead of coming out the doors where the inmates walk in to get in line to eat, or where they walk out in when they going back to the barracks. So you got them two doors, and then you got the double door, which everybody ain't supposed to be coming in and out the double doors. It's the officer right there. But I'm steady in this motherfucking door like shit. I'm looking for dude to come to the double door and let me know that the shit ready to come over there and get it. So I'm steady back and forth to this motherfucking window. Miss Esau was in the hallway, and like I told you, I don't beat the dime, so that shit is far from on my mind that somebody would even think this. So I ain't gonna lie, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm back and forth to this window. Back and forth to this window. She see me, but she just going about her regular routine, doing what she do, talking shit to people. She look at me and go back to her business. So finally I see dude, he like, give me the head nod. I'm like, bet. So I go around and I shoot out the regular door, and I'm about to go through the chow hall. She like, hey, come here. And I'm like, what's up? And she was like, you wash your hands? I'm like, I wash my hands all the time. Why you say that? She was like, well, you know why I said that. Was it good? Did you enjoy yourself? I'm like, what you mean I enjoy myself? She said, I ain't stupid. I know what you was doing when you was at that window looking at me. And I'm thinking to myself, I want to tell her, yeah, what nobody looking at your mother, man? But I'm sitting there like, I'm looking real green because I was. I'm like, man, wasn't nobody looking at you, wasn't nobody jacking on you. In my head, I ain't tell her that. I wanted to, but I'm like, man, I started thinking better of it, like, shit, that's what she think I was doing, and shit. If I try to tell her I wasn't, then she probably get mad. Now, already mad, and in my experience, this motherfucker don't wait to get mad, she get on your ass. And that's one, you know what I'm saying, the two situations where people thought that I was jacking off on their ass and I wasn't doing shit. And they just, I guess they really was going for it, even though there wasn't nothing to go for. Back to Rattler. Rattler used to, I ain't gonna lie, dude used to coach me, man. He kind of did have a gal every New Year. Rattler used to coach me on the female guard that I was messing with. Because when I used to mess with her, I used to beat down and stab dining. And what it was is, we had to wax and buff the floors in there. She was working on the night shift, and we would go down there and put all the chairs up, move all the chairs and tables to the back section, because it's like two different rooms. So we'll move all the chairs and tables to the back section so we could buff the front section. On the opposite time we'll move everything to the front section so we could buff the back section. So what we would do is we would take all the tables first and put them all in there, stack them up on top of each other, all that. Take the chairs, stack them all up, and then it's like build a wall. These chairs get stacked up, and all of a sudden you can't see back there no more, unless you was gonna get on the damn floor and lay down and look up under the bottom chairs. But even then, there's so many tables and shit back here, you know what I'm saying? And when we was back there, we was on the table on the far side behind the little wall or on the floor. And we only gonna be back here 5-10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Rattler be up front. So if somebody comes through, he gonna make the noise, let us know, like, hey, what got going on, man? You know, I was just thinking about you. Be quiet. Uh, I don't know what happened behind old girl. I had ended up going back to the Max because when she was working on my dough, she started working on my dough, and she had took off for a few days. And when she came back, she brought a doctor's note. And I was up, sitting at my rack handling some business. And somebody came up to like, hey, your girl wants you. I'm like, man, that ain't my girl, but man, nigga, that ain't your girl, nigga, we ain't stupid. So I go down and I'm like, what's up? And she just hold a note up on the door. It's like a blue piece of paper. It's a doctor's note. And it's telling that she had been out of work because she had an abortion. And I'm looking like, what the hell you at? And it registered like, hey, this bitch killed my baby. I kind of went on one mind. I had to get up out that bird, go give me some cigarettes. So she let me out. I went down the hallway and got some cigarettes from the white dude that was a barber. Because I was cool with a few of the guards. So I told her, bro, like, hey, man, I need to get this cigarette from my partner. And she was like, bet, go ahead. She popped the door, like, just open the door, like, get it. And I was getting it. He put like 3 cigarettes in my hand. When I tell you, I sat there and played out for a minute. It's an officer across the hallway that just came off OJT status, Tweety Bird. What they mean is when they get in training, they walk around you, they be with another officer, they have a little yellow thing on their shoulder. Let you know they're OJT, called on-job training. And like I already knew because I'm the staff dining, so I know these folks when they come through this one, I'm one of the first people to meet all the OJT. That's how I met old girl. Like when she was the OJT, they bring them all to staff dining, and then they be having a meeting when they first get there. Like, yeah, woo woo woo, man, don't trust these inmates. They slick. They gonna get you fucked off. They gonna make it sound real good to you. They got more game than you ever heard. They got more game than Parker Brothers. Anything they can tell you, they gonna tell you it's all a lie. You can't trust them. So I'm sitting like, man, they just be telling y'all they can scare y'all, man. This real deal shit. I said, and then half of the motherfuckers is telling you is some of the dirtiest officers and getting the most money out this junk. I said, man, hell, they getting the most money out the penitentiary on the back end. So this particular dude, he was an old school dude. I'm sitting there, I got cigarettes like in my hand like this, 3 roll-ups. And I'm sitting there chopping up with the officer and old boy, so it just don't seem like I came down here, grab a cigarette, turn around and left. So while I'm sitting there, dude creep around the corner. Well, he creep up behind me, and like from behind my wrist, like, what's in your hand? Like he smiled like, what's in your hand? And I'm like, bitch, I snatched away from him, threw the cigarettes back off in the barracks. I'm still standing in the door. White boy could have easily picked the cigarettes up, threw them in the toilet, flushed them. Evidence gone, it's over. Ain't no cameras in the barracks because you gotta have privacy. Niggas is coming back and forth from the shower. You know what I'm saying? We sleeping, this is an open barracks. You can't have cameras in here. We need our privacy. So, white boy, the cigarettes go right between his legs, like in between his feet where he's standing there. This man open up his stance and jump back and say, "You ain't mine, boss." I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Man, get that shit." By this time, dude and grabbed me again, like, getting your handcuffs. I'm like, man, I'm not going to fight these police down here. So I went in there and let dude put me in the handcuffs. I'm thinking somebody, I'm telling these motherfuckers, man, grab that shit, you can have it. You know, run off, nigga, pick up them cigarettes and run off into the barracks when they already in the barracks. We in the hallway. Dude is not fit to come off in that barracks. He's scared. But he's sitting there pointing, he got the walkie-talkie. Don't move, don't touch them, don't touch them. I'm like, man, at any given point, anybody could have picked that shit up, threw that shit in the toilet, flushed it. And when the other officers got down here, what can they say? There is no evidence I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't had no cigarettes. But he say, man, dude just saying that because he couldn't come up with nothing. He don't want to look stupid. I'm stepped down. I'm already knowing it, man. If there ain't no evidence, I'm gonna be scot-free. But white boy let the motherfucker get the cigarettes, man. And this is the most fucked up part about it. Not only am I grieving, but I got sergeants that been cool as hell with me. Like they ain't brought me no work or no shit like that. But they be cool with me, they fuck with me on an up and up level, you know what I'm saying? Let me do little shit. Let me get away with little shit. And that's never a problem. Man, this sergeant come down there. Take the handcuffs off. No, he ain't take them off with me down there. He come down and get me. I'm already in the OJT handcuffs. Ah, shit. But I had the cigarettes. He had no cigarettes off me. I said, man, cigarettes out the barrels, off the floor. And he gonna try to say they was mine. He never even stepped foot off in that barrel. Cause there's cameras in the hallway. I said, man, I never even stepped foot off in that barrel. He like, for real? I'm like, hell yeah, he acting like everything cool. I'm thinking, this motherfucker could just walk me down the hallway, we get to the hallway, and he like, stop, we get to what's the name of it? It's a booth. Central control. Where they control all the cameras and all the doors, they can pop all the ride gates, lock all the ride gates, lock all the doors or whatever from up in central control. So we get to central control, he like, hold on, stop, let me take these cuffs off, please. I'm like, hell yeah, Saul could've let the nigga go. Man, this nigga goddamn took them cuffs off me, told little mama central control, he was like, look who they got, look who they got. I'm like, what the hell you saying that for? He like, yeah, take these cuffs. I'm gonna use my handcuffs. So he put his handcuffs on me. He like, yeah, you can get them back to the old boy down there, them heads. So he put his cuffs on me. I said, what the fuck? He took me to medical. When they put lock your ass up, you go to medical first. They gonna take your vital signs, make sure you straight. So if anything happened to your ass back there in that cell, they gonna be like, nah, bro, and, you know, your heart rate and everything was good. You wasn't beat up or bruised or nothing when you went back here. They gonna like, you straight, you know what I'm saying, wasn't nothing wrong with you when you went back there. So I'm like, man. Now when we sitting in medical and the nurse checking me out and everything, get my blood pressure and my height and my weight, this man go into telling me how, man, you let an OJT get you, bro? Dude fresh out of OJT status. I'm like, man, dude ain't got me on shit, bro. I told you I ain't had shit, man. Dude ain't get no cigarettes off me. He was like, Nick, I can't believe you let an OJT get you, bro. We been sitting here betting all this time about who was gonna be able to knock your ass off. I'm like, huh? He was like, hey, yeah, we been trying to figure out how we was gonna catch your ass slipping. He said, you good, you a good one, I ain't gonna lie. Cause we don't really be, whatever you be having going on, ain't nobody figured it out yet. We don't know what you be doing yet, but we've been watching trying to figure it out. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? He like, man, I just can't believe you let it. He kept on going on about this shit. Man, I can't believe you let the OJT get you, man. You could at least let me bust you, bro. You could let me bust you. I'd have felt better about it. I'm like, shit, nigga, you know, you could always let me go and try to get me next time. He was like, nah, Phil, gotta lock you up, man. You gotta go to the hole, bro. Man, so I go to the hole. This the funny part about it. When you go to the hole, before they get you a cell, they put you in the shower first. And the shower is like a cell, except it's just a shower. It's about this wide, only big enough for you to squeeze on in there. If you rock to the side like this, your shoulder's gonna be hitting the wall. If you rock forward to backwards, your back gonna hit the wall back here, your head gonna hit the bars. It's like a cell bars on the front. So you really taking the shower, you can put your towel, hang your towel on the thing. You can bring your towel and hang that across the bar, give you a little bit of privacy. Put your soap dish up on the bars or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the water, this the messed up thing about the shower in the hole. That water gonna come out scalding hot or ice cold. ain't no knob to regulate the temperature. When you hit the knob, all that do is make the water come out. And, hey, surprise, you never know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get froze or you're gonna get burnt. One of the two. And it ain't nowhere to hide, so whatever it is, that's what you gonna get, partner. I'm sitting back there in the shower. Of course, I'm waiting on my property. They could have somebody pack my property up, bring my property up to the hole. Then we gonna go to my property, make sure I got everything. Which ain't no make sure I got everything. If whoever packed my shit up was a thief or a whole ass nigga and I'm missing something, I'm just missing it. There ain't no way to prove I had it in the beginning. Even if they go get my property slip when I first got here and I had 5 radios, they gonna be like, yeah, you sold them. Nigga, we can't prove you ain't sell them or you ain't break them or throw them away or give them away. We don't know. So what you want us to do? Nothing, boss. Then fuck it, nigga, my shit just gone. He gonna look at you, you're right, your shit just gone. So I'm waiting on my property. Instead of my property, guess what they bring? A motherfucking white boy. A barber. I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, they got your bitch ass too? Man, hell yeah, they trying to say that we were doing cigarette deal. In my mind, I'm like, bitch, cause we was. If you would've just threw the motherfuckers away, we would've both been straight. But your bitch ass gonna sit back there and jump away from cigarettes on, they ain't mine, boss. I'm like, I'm glad he got your bitch ass. Then they put us both in the cell together. Dude was scared than a motherfucker. And he almost got his ass whooped. He got picked on a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, he got picked on a little bit. I ain't doing like I could have did. But what I picked on him for was my eyebrows. Dude gonna tell me, after we've been in the hole a few weeks, he was like, man, all this time we used to talk about you every time you used to come and get a haircut. I'm like, for what? He said, man, all this time I've been sitting there waiting on your eyebrows to grow back. I'm like, huh? He was like, yeah, man, we used to think you was arching your eyebrows and shaving your eyebrows and shit. Every time you left the barbershop, I'm like, this motherfucker be arching his and that shit sexy or something. He said, man, I ain't gonna lie, on your eyebrows to grow back, and they ain't growing back. Them your real eyebrows. Bitch, what you playing with, nigga? That's neither here nor there, man. That's the story of, dang, I don't know what y'all missed. Rattler, I was saying either he had 27 years or he had to do 27 years. Either way it goes, I know Rattler did over 20 years in prison. He didn't look his age. You know, prison will preserve you, so he was still looking young. When I came home from prison, I used to go to the club a lot. Like, I was on my ketchup shit, mustard. So I would be in the club a lot, every weekend. Sometimes Friday and Saturday. Monday on Saturday, that's when the club really was jumping. But I had passed my just every weekend club phase, so I had been out probably about 2 years, 3 years. But I'm in the club only one particular night, me and some of the homies. I don't know if it was a birthday or what. When I tell you, I seen some dudes walk through the door, and Rattler was one of them. Rattler was one of the dudes that walked through the door of the club. We was at Elevation, it's taboo now. Demo's Gutter Club in Little Rock. So when he come through, and y'all gotta realize when we was in prison, my nickname was Mr. MFN President, which was, the MFN was motherfucker, but it was Mr. MFN President. And I would walk around, man, I used to go get shit printed up. Like, I'd be popping my shit. And I would get stacks of this shit printed up. And I would literally be walking around like I have a cover sheet or some official shit. And I tell the officer, hey, I need to go put this in on the bulletin board. And I have a stapler with me, stapler. And I walk in, up under their cover letter was a stack of my shit. Man, I put that shit on that goddamn board, nigga, motherfucker really run up and read it like it's something going down. And it's like, yeah, message with Mr. MFN President, man. Woo woo woo. Y'all know this woo woo woo. Nigga, I run this shit. If you fucking with me, fuck with me. If you know the woo woo woo, I just be talking that shit. Nigga, who the fuck this nigga think he is? I'm Mr. Motherfucking President. Nigga, you ain't my motherfucking president. Like shit, nigga, you a goddamn lie. Nigga, I run this shit right here. There's a lot of motherfuckers feel like George Bush ain't their president, because at the time George Bush was president. Like, man, there's a lot of motherfuckers feel like George Bush ain't their president, but at the end of the day, that's commander-in-chief. That's what you got. That's what you follow up under. Nigga, I'm the president around this bitch. I run shit. I had got on some cocky shit with that shit, but that's part of how my reputation got around the prison, and everybody started knowing who I was, because you got motherfuckers who look at that and be like, man, this nigga can't be no regular ass inmate, bro. He be doing too damn much. This motherfucker's out here putting bulletin boards up and shit, dang, this nigga got some pull or something. They don't know, nigga, I was sneaking doing that shit. Y'all don't realize I got the cover letter, I'm fooling the police, which was also some sucker shit, because any one of them niggas could have went in there and snitched on me and like, hey man, y'all letting dude put this shit on the book. They look at that shit like, what the fuck? But I be in and out. If the police see it, they see it. But they ain't the ones that be putting the shit up. It be the clerks and shit like that. I was stepped down, and so them motherfuckers ain't know what I had going on. All they know is when you see the nigga, he gonna be impressed white old, he gonna be clean as hell. The officers fuck with him. He walk around, they let him in any barracks he wanna go in. That nigga got some pull. And that was also how I used to get my hustle on. Because, like, depending on what we had, I'd come down there and be like, hey, I tell the officer, like, if a dude paid me, say we got bacon or fried chicken or something like that, a dude could tell me, hey man, I got you goddamn me $5 they bring me the money. Later on that night, I'll fix them up their personal plate of fried chicken. It might have 4 or 5 pieces of fried chicken on it. Now, you give me $5, I bring you 5 pieces of chicken. You sell each piece of chicken $2, $3, $4, how much you want to sell it for. You be flipped your money, but I ain't tripping, I done got paid. And I can go to every barracks and do this. All I gotta do is, hey, pull up on the officer, hey, you got a dude in here, Johnson. He was at sick call, in the whatchamacall, during chow time, and he didn't get to eat. Cap told me to bring him this plate down here. They ain't gonna ask no questions. Cause they gonna know if something did go down like that, this is the motherfucker who would be bringing the plate. So shit, I'm not gonna think, hey, pop this door, man, I got a plate for Johnson, he was a sick call, he ain't get to eat. They like, I ain't bet. I'm gonna call dude, I guess really official. I ain't even gotta go in the barracks. They officer open the door, I stand up the door, hey, Johnson, come get your plate, bro. All right, here I come. Yeah, you gonna come right there and get this plate like it's legal. You not paid me, so I'm gonna come through. Cause I'm the one that can't come through. So when I got to step down, everything in prison, man, whatever your job is, you gotta learn how to finesse it, how to work it for you. I don't care what your job is, you got to learn how to work it. The jobs that you think is gonna be the less money, probably making the most bread. I'm gonna tell you, the people who had the most money in their prison was the people that worked in the horse barn. The horse barn it's a big ass barn. They take care of the horses. Did the horse squad riders ride around on when you out there doing a horse squad? Horse squad is when you be out there with the hoes or, you know what I'm saying, the pickaxe or whatever it is, chopping down grass, planting vegetables, digging up beans, green, potatoes, tomatoes, all that. When you doing that, it's horse squad. So, and the way they get on is because a lot of them dudes live in the horse barn. They class 1B, so that means they can be outside the prison. Not outside the compound, which is like, that's 1A, when you can go outside the gate. I was 1B because I could walk around. They had to give me 1B status because I would leave the prison and go to Lee County Jail and feed them inmates over there. So I had to get my 1B status. I could also go around to like the guard towers on the inside of the gate. They'll drop down like it's a milk crate on a cord. They drop that down. I'll put the food in that, and they'll pull it back on up. So I can go out there and feed them like that. But the horse barn, these dudes working the horse barn all the time. They never under warden supervision. They barely under any supervision. The only officers who really be over them are the host squad robbers. So they can chop it up however they want to with these host squad robbers when they got time. And when I tell you, even if it ain't the host squad robbers, they can have their family come through, man, and their family will pull up, throw a trash bag over the gate. Throw it over the gate. It's full of tobacco. It's full of weed, cigars, papers, whatever you need. They'll stash all that in the horse barn, where the shakedown team and all that, when they come in to shake shit down, they are very rarely going to shake down the horse barn. If somebody would shake down the horse barn, it would be the host squad robbers, which that's extra work for them, because the host squad robbers is the shakedown team who got to shake down us in the barracks. Usually when something happens, the host squad robbers, these big country ass white boys, cowboy boots and shit, they not wearing like black high-tech boots and shit, they wearing cowboy boots, cowboy hats. And then they wear the regular blue pants and like blue dickens, light blue shirt with the little badge on it, like the rest of the officers. But the difference is they cowboy boots and they wear them white cowboy hats. They coming through with the gloves on and all this and that. When they be out there on the horses, they have a side piece of firearm. That's another difference, because I be hearing other dudes talking about how officers have guns in prison and this and that. Now in the state of Arkansas, you're not gonna be on the inside of this motherfucker with no gun, with no gun, because you got inmates that will plot and overthrow you and take that. They not gonna play no silly with you. You got no gun, they gonna take that. You got people here with 3-4 life sentences, and this gun is the perfect way for them to get out of this prison. They already were gonna die in here. So if they get shot or whatever it is, they don't care. So no, you ain't gonna have no firearm inside this prison. They stopped that way back in the 70s. But out here on this whole squad, 2 reasons why they got firearms. One is because they on the outside of the prison and they can have firearms outside the prison. 2, because when we out here, like I just told y'all, we got hoes, sling blades, pickaxes, all that's weapons. If somebody decides to go on one, and it happens, people get into it out there in that field and get to hitting niggas in their head with the hoe. They get slinging their sling blade, their pickaxe, you know what I'm saying, busting head, stabbing people up with it. Host squad riders gonna put you down real quick. Go ahead, no question, pew pew, lay you down. So that's what they have it for. I guess I can give y'all another story while we still riding, man. I ain't really sleepy or nothing right now, but now that we talking prison stuff again, this stuff coming to me. I probably told y'all this already. But at one point in time while I was in Step Dining, there was a dude on host squad that I'm guessing he had got a Dear John letter. If y'all don't know what a Dear John letter is, that's basically when your girl, your wife, your family, whoever on the outside send you that letter letting you know that, hey, it's a wrap, it's over with. We not going to be supporting you no more. We not going to be making that trip, coming down that highway to visit you no more. You ain't going to be getting no money. You ain't really got to bother calling the phone. We not going to answer the phone for you, bro. Basically, you on your own, we ain't fucking with you. Your wife writes you a letter like, hey man, I found me a new piece of pipe, and he piping, so I'm gone. I don't know why they feel like they doing you a favor by letting you know they gone instead of just moving around. But they'll, for some reason, they'll let you know. I'm gone. Either way it go, dude had got this letter, man, letting them know that your bad times just got worse, man. We out of here. We out of here. This is the last time you're gonna hear from us. So I guess dude got it on his mind. Have you ever seen like suicide by cop, where a person will go out and commit a crime and they'll do something to make the police take them out of here because they don't want to take themselves out? Well, this is what dude had on his mind. He was out here on Whole Squad, and the part of the field they was in wasn't no getting away. Like, the way dude was running, from what I'm told where he was, it's a clear shot, probably 8-9 miles. You will run through this field for 8-9 miles before you even get to the woods. Where you think you could go? You ain't going nowhere. Oh shit, you there? But yeah, 8-9 miles, you ain't going nowhere. They say everybody was out there working, chopping the grass or doing whatever they was doing. And dude was out there the whole time, like, crying and complaining. And like, you know, when you're going through something like that, you want to tell people, they're like, man, guess what this bitch did, bro? She done ran off on me. They didn't quit fucking with me, man. Left me alone, man. Left me here by myself, man. So he out there crying about it, complaining about it. And, you know, in prison, you're not gonna get no whole bunch of sympathy, man. You start telling people that type of shit, and they gonna use your ass for entertainment. So people got to joking with dude and messing with him and talking bad to him and all this and that, man. Quit crying like a little gal and shit. That's why they left your ass. That's why they quit fucking with you, because you was a crybaby, you was a whole ass nigga, you was a punk ass nigga, or whatever it was. They say dude just got mad and threw it whole up in the air, like, threw it up in the air, turned around, and started walking off. If you ever seen Life, kind of like how the gay dude was doing, you could tell he wasn't really trying to get away. Suicide by CO. And just like on Life, how Hoppin' Bop shit talking ass had the gun trained on him, and he always talking about what he was doing, how you gonna bust your ass, and nigga, I smack the black off of you, and you don't want me to come down there, I ain't like boss and all that shit. When it was time for him to pull that trigger, he had that gun trained on dude, and he that trigger. He couldn't do it. And besides that, he knew the way he seen dude on dude's face, man, this man ain't trying to get away. This man ain't trying to get blasted. The other dude trying to prove his point, he ain't nothing like Hoppin' Bop, but he thinking, man, let me go and handle this business, maybe I'll get treated like Hoppin' Bop. Wow. He fall up and knock him out of his socks. So what had happened was, when dude took off walking, the host was like, hey, what you doing? Where you going? Come here. So they get, like, come on, man. So they get the horses, they trotting. Dude look back and he see the horses trotting, you know, on a slow creek, and he take off. The host was like, oh shit. So they get to pulling their straps out and they pointing them. Ain't nan one of these Whole Squad riders blasted this weapon. Dude just running. Whole Squad riders and shit is like lieutenants, like sergeants and lieutenants. Captain just happened to be out there. Captain ain't on no horse, he in the truck, pickup truck. And what the pickup truck do is, they'll bring the tumbler out, which is the big thing of cold water that we drink while we out in the field. And they'll drop it off. If we move down too far, like we can move down a half a mile or something, they'll hook it back up and they'll bring it down there where we at, they'll drop it off. We move another half a mile or whatever working, they'll pick it back up and drop it back off. At this particular time, the captain didn't have the tumbler hooked up to the truck. So when he seen dude take off, and he seen all the Whole Squad riders just pointing their guns and they wasn't busting, this man punched him, ran this dude down, like ran him over in the truck in the middle of the field, took him out the game, man, like a deer. Get him like that, like hit him, went all the way over him, full speed, and got sideways, jumped out. They airlifted the dude, man, and he was already gone when the helicopter took off. I got the details of what had happened because I worked staff dining And all the host squad riders had to come in there and have a meeting. And they, like, same thing they be doing with the inmates. The host squad riders came in there and had a meeting. And they had to write down their witness statements of what happened. Because an inmate basically was executed with this truck. So they had to get their story straight. Because when you, it's one thing to tell a person's family, hey man, they got poked up in prison, or they was fighting and he hit his head, or you know what I'm saying, or he got sick. You gonna have to really explain to these folks, and this is the thing about it, he got airlifted, so his body was taken to the hospital. Just because you didn't make it, that helicopter's not gonna turn around and bring your body back to their prison so they can cover it up and lie about it. No, you gonna be DOA when you get to the hospital. But they gonna call your family up there. Your family gonna come up there. Somebody gonna have to identify your body and all that, so they gonna see. This ain't no stab wound, or this ain't come from no fight. What happened to my child? What happened to my daddy? What happened to my brother? What happened to my uncle? What happened to my son? They gonna have to explain, hey man, from what I heard, you wrote him a letter, told him you was done with him, and he got out there in the field and got to acting fool, and the captain ran him over with the 4x4 truck, with the pick him up truck, and he didn't make it. So the host squad riders got to go in there and they like, man, they trying to come up with a story, they couldn't come up with it. They're like, what can you, honestly, what can you say? Like, be real, what can you say? These folks about to see this dead body, and he looked like roadkill, bro. There's nothing in this prison besides that pickup truck that could have did this to him. You can't blame this on no inmates or none of that. Something happened out of the normal. So you got to tell the truth. Not only that, but this is what because they told the truth. Exactly what happened. They told him, look, man, dude ran, we pulled the slings out, and we didn't want to end him because we knew he wasn't going to get away. It's like we knew dude could have ran all day. He was not going to get away. He was going to get tired before he got to the end of this field, and we were going to go down there and pick him up and bring him back in handcuffs. Really what they were going to do was they were going to go down there and put him in handcuffs, and then the truck was going to come down there, going to throw him in the back of the truck and drive him back to the prison, put him in the hole. That's what was supposed to happen. While they was talking, the deciding factor of them telling the truth of what the captain did was, bro, y'all do realize there was about 500-600 inmates out there in the field when this happened, right? Ain't none one of them gonna tell no story that's gonna look favorable to the captain or tell any type of lie or what we will make up. We gonna all look dumb as hell when all of them got the same story and all of us got a different story. He said the only way we gonna have the same story as them is that we tell what we really saw. Because he said them inmates ain't gonna lie. That's another inmate dead, bro. They gonna tell the damn truth. They not gonna feel like it's snitching if they telling on the captain. And this is all the stuff they saying right in front of us. Me, Brad, looking, you know what I'm saying? We all in there. I'm like, damn. The prison was on lockdown. Like, one thing that used to happen was when somebody get killed, no matter how it happened, they put us all on lockdown. It's called restricted movement. So it ain't like you locked down and you can't do nothing. I know Bill be talking about like they be locked up and they bring them sack lunches and all this and that. Or is it G, one of them be talking about how they bring them and lock down, they can't come out. They put us on restricted movement, which means if it ain't a legit reason, like you can come out to go to child, you can come out to go to sick call, you can come out to go to pill call, get your medication. Shit like a haircut, or coming out the bed to go to the shower, or I need to go holler at the chaplain, that type of stuff. Nah, you're restricted movement, bro. Only thing you coming out there cell for and out there buried for is necessity. It's not a necessity that you get a shower every day. But I think you got to get a certain amount of showers a week. I think it's like every other day that they got to let you
You
get a
have
shower.
2 hours of drive time left.
So that would that be. But yeah, they finally all wrote their statements, man, telling exactly what I just told y'all, that dude was in his feelings about some shit that he had, some type of information he had got from the house, and he was out there telling people about it, he was complaining about it, and finally he just threw that hoe up in the air and took off walking, and when they got the trotting behind him, he took off running, and they had pointed their weapons at him and told him to freeze, but he didn't freeze, and next thing you know, he was being ran over by a captain in the truck. They were like, shit, when they got to him, they couldn't see no reason or no way to try to keep him alive or do CPR, none of that. It was already just that bad on contact that it wasn't really nothing they could do for him except for call the airlift. So they did that. The airlift came and pronounced him dead on arrival, but they still had to take him to the hospital. But like I say, once you call the helicopter, they taking their body. They ain't gonna bring him back and drop him off like, yeah, okay, here y'all go. Now you can call us. We done made a report. We didn't start our paperwork. We gotta finish it. Give us the body, and we gonna take him to the hospital. Give him to the coroner. And you know, with the coroner, he gonna call the family. Hey, somebody come identify this. Is this your son? Is this your husband? So, and I ain't even gonna lie, man. I don't remember if Captain got fired or just got suspended or what. I know he faced some consequences. I can't say what it was, so I ain't gonna make nothing up. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this one though. I'm on this last little stretch back to the job, man, and I'm running. I don't know if I'm behind. I shouldn't be. I should have about 8 minutes to spur. But 8 minutes ain't a lot. And I know it back there where there wasn't nothing I could do. But now I need to figure out whether I'm going to make it or not. Because if not, then I'm going to find out where I'm going to have to stop at and who I'm going to call. But once again, man, Happy New Year to y'all. I'm going to see what I can't remember, man, prison stories. I know my first go around, I was really sticking to my business because everybody else's business ain't my business. And like I told y'all, in the state of Arkansas, Department of Corrections, we live by a code that you mind your damn business. So when things is going on, you might hear about it, you might even see it, but you ain't gonna just be looking and focusing on nobody else's business for me to come tell y'all, hey man. But you know, you hear stuff, especially being in staff down, and you hear stuff from the officers. They ain't got no calls about telling you everybody's business, even the other officers' business. I done had, and this wasn't even in staff down, I done had male officers tell me all the female officers they done knocked off, where the ones that done swallowed them up and swallowed the kids, ate the babies, all that. I done had male officers tell me, hey, I'm gonna take her out here in the stairwell and knock her out right quick, watch this. And we'll sit and watch. And he'll go up in the stairwell, and then she'll come through like she doing something, and then she'll duck off in the stairwell. We like, oh man. About 20 minutes to go by, she might, the stairwell in the max is like 3 floors. She might come back out on the first story. He might come back in on the 3rd story. Come back by the cell like, boy, what I tell you? What I tell you? She just came out there and ate a nigga up. You be like, man, you crazy, bro. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day. You enjoy your new year. Y'all try to stick to your resolutions, man. Make this year better than last year. On that note, don't forget to take the high road. What am I about to say? Don't be afraid to take the long road instead of the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. Find somebody to help. Tell somebody you love them. You know I love y'all and I appreciate you. Yeah. I'm gonna get a thumbnail on this when I get to the crib.